And here we are, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh my gosh. Sorry for the late start. Just as I was hooking everything up, my computer wasn't reading the camera or my microphone. So I was like, oh, I'll just restart. And then when I was restarting, it said updates. I was like, oh God. Oh God.
Here we are.
Yes. And here we are. I'm Frank and
I'm Sarah.
you're watching Have You Seen This with Frank and Sarah. This month is a summer movie blowout. I picked Con Air, as you can see, and Sarah picked Barb
Bob
and
and Star
Star.
go to
Barb
visit
and Star.
Ma.
Oh my God, I forgot how funny that movie is. Like,
It's so good.
it's so good.
So
It's
good.
so good. Oh my gosh. I'm not even sure. So, what do you want to start? Do you want to start with your movie or
Let's start
my
with
movie?
Con Air and then end up with Bob and Star.
Barb and Star. Okay, that's a good way to do it. Yep, I agree. Okay, so Con Air is my movie. I picked it because it's one of my all-time favorite movies. Also went with the theme. The big theme of the movie is it takes place on July 14th. My birthday is July 14th. But anyway, the movie came out in probably, I believe, 97. It's like an all-star cast. Like every role in this movie is like some big name, which is awesome. It's rarely done these days, unless it's like a Marvel movie or something. But like it's so cool. Um, the story's about Cameron Poe. Hang on, should I leave that for you? No, I'll just talk about what I like about it. I
Yes.
think I'll do that, and then you could explain the storyline. But I like it because it all-star cast: Steve Buscemi, Nicolas Cage, John Malkovich. One of my favorite stories about this movie is when John Malkovich got the script. He didn't even read the script. He read the character names and laughed and threw the script across the room. And his friend was also in the like his room or whatever, picked up the script and said, "Hey, you're not doing this, right? This is awful." He says, "No, I am doing it because like all the names are like references to like Gothic poets, like Larkin and Poe and all that. Those are all like poet names.
Yep.
So that's why he signed up for the movie. He's like, this guy has a sense of humor. I'm going to do it." Also, it's like action packed. It's like one of the best action packed movies, and the practical effects in it are so well good.
It was the most 90s action. Ari was like, he popped it a couple times. He's like, what is this? It's like, no, the action is so over the top.
It's so over the top. It's almost the same level of cartooniness of Barbara Star, like on the same level. Oh my gosh. As I was saying, there's great practical effects. Like the Las Vegas sequence, there's a good mixture of miniatures and like not miniatures, but like big miniatures. You know, like if you were to stand next to it, probably be as tall as you, something like that, which is really
Yep.
cool. And with that being said, I'll leave it to Sarah. Sarah, what did you say?
Okay, the best. So I'm watching this movie, right? And I'm just watching it and like, oh, like it's a good movie. But
Yes.
and I'm like, oh my God, I can 100% see why Frank thinks this is a comedy.
Oh, it's a comedy.
I'm like, but it's one of those, it's like the most Frank comedy ever because it's one of those movies where, like, if you're not paying attention close enough, you wouldn't know it's a comedy.
Yes.
And like, but I went into this movie knowing that you were like, it's a comedy. It's like really funny. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I'm like, yeah, I would have never thought this was a comedy unless Frank said that.
Oh my gosh. Like there's some great like over the top moments. Like one of my all time favorite, like, oh my God, this is why movies are made, is the part when oh God, what's his name? His friend, Baby O, is on the ground and he's like, where are you going? And Nicolas Cage is like, I'm gonna show you that God does exist. And that music comes in, that freaking score by Mark Machine, I believe, and Trevor Rabin. Oh my God, it's so good. Do, do, do. So good. You're not getting near my daughter. Buckle up. It's so good. So good. I love Con Air.
Loved it. When we pretty much lost it when we saw Dave Chappelle was in it. And we were like, oh yeah. But then he dies so early on. I was so bummed about that.
It is a bummer, but Sarah, fun fact.
What?
A few years ago, John Cusack went to Fan Expo, and for my cosplay for the photo op, I dressed as one of the convicts and wrote the Lerner Airfield
Yeah.
Vince Larkin.
Nice.
I wrote that next to John Cusack. It was great.
Love that. Love it. So
Oh,
yeah, overall, let me think. Okay, overall, and I did watch this a couple weeks ago, so I'm jogging my memory, but
yes.
it was I found it to be really enjoyable. I watched it right before bed, and I feel like I had a lot of weird dreams after it. It was like it was an interesting movie because you start off just like so angry that like what, this guy's going to jail and he's not going to meet his daughter, like this is
That's too real. That opening scene is too real. You know they do that in real life. Oh my god.
Oh my god. And I'm just like, what? Like for 8 years, like this guy was being attacked, and then the whole line about, well, because you're a lethal weapon. And I'm like, okay, this is suspension of disbelief right here. Yeah, sure. So the first scene, I was just devastated. I was just upset. And then he's like, I can't meet my daughter while I'm in jail. I'm like, you're not gonna like see your daughter for 8 years? Like, are you crazy? And then this guy has to go on and continue to be a freaking hero the whole time. I'm like, bro, you could have literally got off the plane like 10 minutes into this movie. Like, you had your out. You could have been out and home, and like,
he couldn't leave Baby-O. Baby-O was a diabetic.
I know, but like, I know. But then I was like, do you think, so then the practical part of me is like, well, do you think that, does Baby-O, like, does he get to go on parole now? Like I feel like there is a lawsuit that will definitely be coming from this, because homeboy almost died of diabetic shock. Like,
there's definitely lawsuits happening after
like,
this movie.
Almost died multiple times, right? Like, somebody gets set on fire. Just think about the legalities of this. Like, that was what I was thinking the whole time. Is I'm like, I don't even know what Baby-O did. It must be really bad because he's life in prison. But like, this guy, like, he came to the brink of death. Like, he deserves a second chance at this point.
There's so many lawsuits. Like, I remember watching it. I didn't watch it for this, so it's all in my memory because I watched it so many times. Sarah, this was one of my ones where I watched when I was like in my single digits, like 6-7 years old. So I watched this tons of times. It's all in here. So there's a part in the movie, because I watched it, like, I think the latest was like a year ago or a couple months ago. But I remember watching the scene when Vince Larkin convinces the guy not to shoot it over the desert. And then they crashed into Las Vegas. I'm like, they should have shot in the desert.
Then they're just taking everybody, all the civilian deaths. I'm like, this is very realistic.
Oh my god.
Yes, this is definitely what would have happened.
Oh my gosh, the paperwork, it must be immense.
It must be immense. I think the other thing that wrecked me and made me equally as excited as that Steve Buscemi was the like Hannibal Lecter. And
yes, that was so good.
That was my favorite story arc of the whole movie. Because first of all, this is probably around the time when Hannibal was like kind of popular, right?
Yeah, Hannibal came out in 91, and this came out like probably filmed in 96, 97. Yep.
Yeah, so
yep.
I felt like they were definitely playing on the Hannibal Lecter craze.
And I like the build up for him too, because you're like, who's this actor? Who's it going to be? And then it's Steve Buscemi.
Myself, because I was like, you know, I was watching it on Prime, and I could like, you can click the button, it tells you who the actors are, and I'm like, Steve Buscemi, I love him.
He's so great.
Like, that was epic. And then the mask comes off, and you're like, this guy. It's like this guy.
this movie's a lot of this guy's. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god!
You got Swamp Thing, you got John Cusack, you got Danny Trejo, you got Dave Chappelle, Steve Buscemi, Ving Rhames. Yeah, it's like every role.
What John Malkovich? He's in something else. What else was he in? A movie I just saw recently.
Burn After Reading. I know he's in a lot of like TV shows. That might be it as well.
I'm like,
he does yeah.
I don't know. I kept seeing him, and I'm like, he's so familiar, and I don't know from what. But I haven't seen any of these other movies either. Okay. Oh, TV shows. Maybe that's it. Nope, none of these either. Anyways. Yeah. So Buscemi, I loved his story arc. I love and then he's like, it's just so funny because all of like this explosions, like running around this airfield, like I'm gonna find a needle for his insulin, and then there's like dead guys everywhere, and just like they're trying to pull a plane out and all this stuff, and then like Buscemi is just like off in like this quiet corner with this little girl in like an empty
And you're
pool.
so worried what he's gonna do. You're
I'm like,
oh God.
this girl's dead. Like, she's dead meat, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
no way. And I was so concerned about that girl. And then the best part is at the end, like, you know, they've all been caught, like, family's been reunited, and then it just shows Steve Buscemi like playing craps. Like, they totally forgot about the most dangerous criminal on this plane. Like,
new shooter coming up. Is he lucky? Oh, does he? Oh my God. It's so good. The first MCU after credit scene.
yes.
Like, where's Steve Buscemi out there? I know he's out there doing something, causing havoc. Oh my gosh.
So overall, really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was even more enjoyable to me knowing that you thought it was a comedy, which it is a comedy, but it's a smart comedy. So that was the best part of the whole thing. And I was like, I think there was a point at the end where I got up. I was like, yes, like I got out of my seat because I was just so happy he finally got reunited with his family. But also, okay, again, the spin at the end, like he's literally fucking feet from his daughter, like so close, and he's like, nope, gotta go save the day again. And they hop on a motorcycle, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
It's so
do you not want to meet your daughter? Like, do you just not, like, at this point you're not even trying to save anybody you love, you're just
he even saves their bunny rabbit. He goes through all the effort to save the bunny rabbit through the whole movie.
That bunny rabbit is nasty and rancid, and like that thing is definitely going in the trash. Like, come on.
Oh, do you know who the daughter is?
Who?
She's little Cindy Lou Who in or is she Martha May, my bad. I think she's Martha May in The Grinch. Merry Christmas, Martha May, the flashback version.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's her, if I recall correctly.
And I remember, I figured out who John Malkovich is from the TV show Space Force with Steve Carell. He's like the scientist in it, and he's very funny in that movie, in that TV show.
Yes.
What?
No, I was just go ahead.
Oh, I'm looking up the daughter now. I want to see Monica. Oh, Monica Potter. Interesting.
Monica Potter. Is that the actress's name?
I think it is. Trisha Poe. That's the daughter, right?
Trisha Poe is the wife.
No, that's the mom.
I was going to say, yeah, she's from Saw. She's the wife to Dr. Gordon.
Casey Poe.
Casey Poe. There you go.
Landry Albright.
Merry Christmas, Martha May.
Yeah, she is. She is. You're right. Love it. So what's your favorite scene of the movie?
It's hard to say because there's like a lot of great character moments in there. I like one of the things I always quote, me and my mom always quote the scene that cop says. He's probably out there recycling his sandals or saving the rainforest or some shit. Whenever my sister is out of town, because like she's with the reserves or whatnot. So we're like, where is she? Where's my sister? We're like, she's probably out saving the rainforest or recycling her sandals or some shit. Awesome. We always quote that. But I love this movie because there's so many moments. I like the part when Poe finally meets Larkin in the hangar bay and he says, you're just the wrong guy in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, you know, and then like Larkin, oh no, what's his name? Poe is like, you know, just let my daughter know I couldn't leave a man behind. And he said, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to save the fucking day. And so great. And then when he rolls under the car and sees the old man and he says, hey man, I'm looking for a needle. And the old man's like, oh no, drugs will end you, son.
That's my favorite. I was out loud laughing at that part. I love that part.
Oh my gosh. Cause like there's so many little character scenes. Like there's a scene with like an old couple, the guys from Twin Peaks or whatever, but they think it's like bird shit. And then Dave Chappelle lands on the car. Yep. Oh my God. There's that scene. And then even the aftermath of that where you see the cop says, I don't think he's an astronaut. That's so good. And then like Dave Chappelle flirting with that one woman who I think is an actress. I don't know. She looks well known. He says, is that the sound of a damn plane? Yep. And he's got to go catch it. Oh God. I like the whole chase scene at the end when they're driving through Furman Boulevard in Las Vegas because you can see the fake jets on that light up screen. Oh God, it's so cool. And then the practical effects and like there's another quote that we always use or sometimes use in my real life is the part when they're going on that map. They're like, okay, this is here, this is there, this is that, and the convict's like, what's that rock? And John Malkovich is like, That's a rock, and pushes the rock out of the way. So good, because we're usually, yeah, that's a rock.
Also, let us not forget about the car seat with the new convertible like flying behind the plane for like 5 minutes. I was
Oh
dying.
my god. On any other day, that might seem strange.
On any other day, yes.
On any other day, that was
Any other
today.
day, this might be weird, but not today.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of which, oh my god, I saw this in the theater with my friends. I think it was the extended cut because there was like alternate takes. I was like, oh my god, this is like a new movie. But I was watching in the theater with my friends, and you know when the car lands, like it crashes,
Yes.
the screen went when it did that, and they're like, "Sorry, folks, we got to start the film up again," because it was like real films, so like,
oh my
and
god,
it started again with the car dropping, and everyone cheered again because we cheered the first time because we all liked the car, but it went, oh, hang on,
oh my gosh,
so
that's
so
awesome.
good. I love this freaking movie. Oh my god, it's definitely like one of the biggest blockbusters like of the '90s.
Really?
Yeah, it's like one of the biggest movies to me, at least. I don't know, maybe it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was a big hit. This is like when Nicolas Cage was on the roll. This was like when leaving Las Vegas, Face Off.
That was the other really funny thing that happened when I started the movie. All right, he was distracted most of the time, but he walks in at some point. He does like the man thing, right? Like looking at the movie, and he goes, "This guy again? Can we do more Nicolas Cage? Like this guy, is he in every movie? I'm sick of him." This last month we had
the last one was good though. City of Angels. That was a good movie.
We watched that one last month, and I think I made him watch another Nicolas Cage movie, and then he was in this one. He's like, "We can't get away from Nicolas Cage." I'm like, "Don't worry, he goes away for a while after the 90s."
Well, I'll try to pick a Nicolas Cage movie for next month.
Just to fuck with Ari.
Just to fuck with Ari. Make you guys go watch Longlegs or something. Oh my gosh. But yeah, there's just so many moments in this movie that I love, and it's all like character moments. And it's also it's so quotable. Like I know it's like a like with what do you call it? When he's talking about like, you know what my daddy taught me? Nothing. Or oh, nothing makes me sadder than the agent lost his bladder on the airplane. So good. So good. I love this movie. Oh, and then when he's like fucking with Larkin, he's like, "Hey, we're going to Disneyland." It's so funny. I actually want that shirt. I want a shirt with John Malkovich with like Mickey ears. Oh my god, cat.
Zeus is like, "You did not feed me yet."
Oh my god,
look how big he is. Way to nothing. Look at his big fat belly. He's fine.
Look how big he is.
He's on a diet.
Oh, he doesn't need to be on a diet. He needs to eat all the foods. He can eat the lasagna to the tree.
Today is my adoptiversary.
Is it? Congratulations. 9 years?
8 years. Yeah.
8 years. Okay. He's going to say, you forgot my anniversary. That's why he's up here.
I know.
Oh my God. Okay. So what's your favorite scene? What was your favorite moment?
My favorite scene was definitely when he's like running around this airfield and like gets under the car, and the guy's like, "Don't do drugs, man." He's like, "Just try." What did he say? He's like, "Just try, just stay."
Yeah, just hang in there, old timer. That's easy for you to say. You're not the one's got to take a piss.
Pee or whatever, something like that. I was dying.
Oh my God. I wish when movies had like little freaking character moments like that. Oh my God. Even the freaking Uncle Bob Scenic Tours with the freaking elderly couple on the plane. Oh my gosh. So
can you imagine being in that little tiny plane, and then all of these like
all the helicopters
just descend on you, and then they leave?
Oh my gosh. Oh,
yeah, I was at that point I was like a little confused because I'm like, what's Dave Chappelle doing? Like, what is he putting a bomb in the plane? Like, what's going on?
The transponder, Sandino. Every plane's got one. Mm-hmm. Where indeed. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Before we head out, before we leave, I want to shout out to people who are watching. And if you're watching Con Air again, the guy in the beginning who Cameron Poe has to kill and fight, that dude is Wayne Grow from the movie Heat with Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer. I did not know that. He's freaking Wayne Grow. Oh my God. Because like in that movie, Wayne Grow is like a creep. So in this movie, he plays like basically the same character, but he has like short hair and a hat. But oh my God, it's Wayne Grow. Can't believe it. But yeah, just want to let people know. Okay, so you said your favorite scene, and now I think I'll try to pick one favorite scene. What's my favorite scene? I think it's gotta be. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think it's gotta be when he says, "I don't think there's a God." He says, "Where are you going? I'm going to show you that God does exist." That's got to be like my all-time favorite scene. Like that's great.
When he's like on the brink of death and can't get up.
Yes. Where are you going?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, we also, I think the scene where he beats the shit out of the rapist is like,
yeah, Danny Trejo. So
that
good.
that's a highlight. I'm like, yes, yes.
That's an audience cheer moment for sure.
And then, oh my god! And then I was dying at the end where they're like, I don't think this guy's live, and they just carry the body away, and just the arm is there. I'm like, oh my god, this is hysterical.
Dark comedy.
It's the arm with all of the tattoos on it.
Oh, I also want to shout out before we move on. What's her face? The girl in this movie, the transsexual. I couldn't believe it. This is like far ahead of its time. They don't make a big deal about it. She's just there. They accept her for they accept her for who she is, and they give her like, "Hey, those are my shades. They're mine now, sister."
Yeah, I also she goes and like finds the suitcase and it's like,
yes. You scratch their eyes. Like everyone accepts her for who she is. That's great. Yes. And this is like 97, like freaking 20 years, ahead of its time. I wanted to give it a shout out before we move on. But yeah. Okay, so I think what's your Rosenbaum? What do you give it? How many roses?
I say it's like a solid 1.5.
1.5?
Yeah, I would watch it again. It was good.
Yes,
it was funny. Yeah.
That's good. Thank goodness. Of course, for me, I think it's in my top 100. It might even be my top 30. So, like, yeah, it's three roses. For sure.
Love it
for sure. So I highly recommend everyone watch Con Air. The cast is amazing. It's got as you can see above me, it's got the Lethal Weapon 3 guy. It's got MC McGinney. He's like a character actor. It's got freaking the guy from Species and Free Willy. I forget what his name is. It's like Mikkel. And then we got John Cusack in his height of the 90s era. Oh my gosh. We got Nicolas Cage. John Malkovich.
Cage, also, just like Nicolas Cage's accent in this movie is too much.
It's so good when he meets his daughter, though. He's almost like on the verge of tears, and she's so nervous to meet him.
And she's scared of him because he looks so scary.
Yes. And he wanted to get a haircut, but he just didn't have time. Anyway, so moving on to
Barb and Star.
Oh
my gosh. I rewatched it last night. I did fall asleep towards the end, but I was rewatching it and it's probably like the 8th time I've seen it. And it's comic gold. It's just so ridiculous. It's like, I'm assuming it's more of a low budget film. Like it's not.
Yes, I think so.
But it's one of those movies that's just so good. And you're also like, they definitely improv like 85% of this film. Like it was just them riffing on camera and like so authentic. It's so funny. So it's about these two middle-aged women. I assume they live in the middle America, like Wisconsin or, Wisconsin, they have these hysterical accents. And the main characters are Barb and Star, as you can see, Barb and Star. Yes. And it's Kristen Wiig, and what's the other woman's name?
She was the one who wrote Bridesmaids, right?
This is the fun fact. The two main characters here wrote Bridesmaids together, Kristen Wiig and Star. And oh my god, I have to look up her name because I need the name to hold on. Barb and
Star. I'm trying to pull it up. Pull it up, Jamie. My internet's slowly loading.
Oh, okay, we got it. Annie Momolo. Annie Momolo. So they wrote Bridesmaids together, and she was supposed to be one of the bridesmaids, but she got pregnant. So that's why she's in the airplane scene. She's the one who's like, there's a woman, cloning woman on the wing. She's churning butter. We're going down. Right. So
that's right. She's the woman.
Cameo because she was pregnant, couldn't be in the movie. So anyways, this is kind of like their renaissance where they got to come back together and write this movie. And they wrote it specifically because not a lot of movies are written about like middle-aged women and like female friendships. And it's about these two women who live in like middle United States. One's husband left her for another woman. The other one, Star, her husband died in a rodeo accident. Or
He got
he's a rodeo
he
star.
got trampled.
Got trampled at a Black Friday sale.
And he wanted the TV, and he got it because that's what she says. He got trampled the Black Friday sale for the TV, which we got.
And they've never, they've never left their little bubble, right? And they haven't graduated high school. They work at a furniture.
That's right, they did. I thought that was hilarious as fuck, where they both didn't graduate.
They're like, wait, you didn't graduate? I thought you did.
I thought you did. You didn't.
And they've never left their little bubble of where they are, and they decide, what's her also from Bridesmaids has a cameo.
Yes, she does. She's from Reno 911, right? She's the friend.
She always plays like the most hysterical roles. What's her name? Yeah, there's so many good cameos in here, like Fortune Femster, Vanessa Bayer. Okay, well I don't. Wendy McLeodin. So she.
Yes, Wendy.
There's a cameo where she comes up and she's like, "You got to go to Vista Del Mar, like." The men are beautiful. The sun, my dermatologist is going to be upset with me. Like, just like, it's the best place. And you're like, Vista Del Mar, like middle Florida? Like, what? Right. So they end up like taking this big lead. They get fired from their job. They get kicked out of their talking club, which is like the most boring club you could be in. And they decide to like go to Vista Del Mar, and it's this big deal for them, right? And it's like their journey to Vista Del Mar, and they end up, and then there's like this whole ridiculous subplot of the movie where there's like also Kristen Wiig dressed up in like all white with like blue eyes and black hair, and she has an evil plot to like take out all of Vista Del Mar because of childhood trauma. And she has this like, this guy who's doing all her bidding, Jamie Dornan from 50 Shades of Grey, who wants to be official with her.
I just want to be official with her.
Want to be official. And they end up trying to take out Vista Del Mar, and obviously Barb and Star like go on lots of kooky adventures. There's a love story. They have a threesome. They go on banana boats, and they save the day. And it's one of those movies though that it's like wine. Like it gets better every time you watch it, because it's just so ridiculous. It's like the most ridiculous movie, and it's hysterical, and every scene is just laugh out loud funny for me, at least. So super excited. I was like really excited that you'd already seen it, but also just super excited to hear what you thought of it.
Yep. Okay, so this is my story with Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. So in 2019, 2020, I do remember seeing the teaser trailer for this and thinking it was so fucking hilarious. It was like the little Asian kid on there, and then it would just like hint at who Barb and Star were. I don't even think they would show who they were. It was like a Marvel trailer. It was like they show their hair or their
like
shoes.
The little scenes where they're like doing this thing in the beginning with their...
Yeah, they would do like little things, but they would just tease at who they were, and I think all you heard was their voices. I'm like, that's hilarious. I want to see this movie. But then COVID happened, so it was delayed, and I don't think it was ever released theatrically. I think it went
right to Hulu.
Yeah, I got it on DVD, so I was like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to buy this DVD. I've been wanting to watch this movie. It would cost just as much as the ticket. I'm going to get the DVD, whatever. And so I watch it. It's hilarious, but I haven't seen it since then. So today I rewatched it, and I noticed, because I wanted to take notes, but then I realized I'd be writing down like every freaking joke.
Yeah.
This is a solid movie. Like, I'm not into like modern comedy. I really don't like the improv. Like, example, I don't really like It's Always Sunny. Like, that's too improv. It's like I could tell you're thinking to be funnier than the next guy. This is so funny, and it seems like it's like tightly written, and I feel like they know these characters, and I feel like they probably had alternates when they were writing the script. They probably had like 4 or 5 alternates. This is also, I would say, because for example, there's a lot of comedies nowadays where it's no longer trying to make a good movie, it's just like trying to hang out with friends. I feel like that's like a lot of Adam Sandler movies where it's like grown-ups. I could just see he wanted to go on vacation with his friends, and like, it's not really a movie. Yeah. And the same thing with like Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool and Wolverine. He literally just wanted to make a movie with his friends, and it kind of feels like that. This is one of those movies, but I feel like it works. Like this actually works because it's funny. They're probably having a great time on vacation while they're filming this. But
they did not film in Vista Del Mar. They filmed.
Oh no, they didn't. Yeah, they filmed in like Australia. So I saw that end credits. I was like, oh my god, they didn't even film there. That's funny. But yeah, it's so good though. It's so hilarious. There's like a mixture. It's like a heightened reality. It doesn't take itself too
Yeah.
seriously, which I like. It's like it's on the same level as Austin Powers or Anchorman. It's like a
Mhm.
heightened comic reality where people will break out into song. There's like 2 musical segments in this movie, which
Three.
is hilarious. Is there 3?
There's the Vista Del Mar song when they get to the thing, and then the
Yes.
Jamie, the what's his name, love song, and I think
You have the seagulls.
there was one more musical scene, I think.
Huh.
Wasn't there?
I don't
Maybe
remember.
not. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's definitely those 2 though. The
Yeah.
seagull one and then the hotel thing. And I like that. They're like, stop singing. No, you're not allowed here. And then I thought it was going to come in at the end. It never did. I thought they were going to find the husband and wife later in the movie. I thought that was setting up a joke, but they never did.
No, they didn't.
I thought that was setting up something because it's been a long time since I watched this. Like I haven't watched it since 21. So I was like, does that come in later? It never does. I wonder if there's like a one-off joke or something. It could be.
Maybe.
And one of my favorite things in this movie, like, oh my God, like I don't think it might be my favorite scene, but right now I'm saying it's one of my favorite scenes, is when they're on the airplane and they're going on for hours making up Trish, a woman named Trish. They're coming up with her whole life story. And then they like when she was born and who she is and who her friends are, what her personality is, who her exes were, what she did to school, and then they even explain her death of how she
so
died.
hard and she just went out into the ocean. And you know what that woman's name was?
Trish.
And then they buy the Trish magnet. Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's so great. Like this movie is hilarious. It like legitimately is hilarious. Every joke is a banger. Like the talking club is hilarious. I love that their little furniture shop is closing down.
And no, it closed 9 months
Yes.
ago, and nobody told them because it's in the middle of nowhere, America.
Oh my gosh. And then one of the weird things, because I was watching, I'm like, why is it reminding me of Austin Powers? Apparently the guy who invented, like, the scientist in the beginning who gets killed by the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And they blow up his house. That guy is actually from Austin Powers. He's the tour guide who's like, in volatile chemicals. And he's like, this is Bolton. We have a problem. That's him, like 30, 40 years older from the time this movie was made. He's also in the movie Showgirls, and he was also on Seinfeld for like a role. I think he's the guy who says he's not wearing the ribbon because like Kramer refuses to wear the ribbon. I think he's one of those guys. But yeah, this movie is hilarious. It's a banger. Jamie Dornan is hilarious because I knew him as the 50 Shades guy as well. I'm like, oh, this guy's boring, right? This shows that he's hilarious. He's funny. Oh my God. And then, what's the name? Tony Bahama? Tommy Bahama?
Oh my God, the Tommy Bahama cameo is too much. She's like in the middle of like, I'm lost, and Tommy Bahama shows up. Oh, it's too good. It's
Tommy Bahama.
Bahama.
Tommy Bahama. Oh yeah, and then Dick Cheese was in this. Richard Cheese, the lounge singer.
Oh my God, is that the guy who sings like, like I'll be back, folks, and then comes back?
I'm right back. Yep, yeah, he's an actual lounge singer. Some of his songs were used a couple of years, more than like 20 years ago. He sang a song for Dawn of the Dead, and he's like, "Come on, get down with the sickness," where he's singing "Down with the Sickness," but as in that lounge singer voice. Hilarious. I'm trying to see what else happens in this movie that's like so good. I like everything. I like the production design. It's so crazy. Like everything feels like it's a real like sort of like hotel. It's all believable.
The colors are striking in this movie. It's just like everything is like that bright blue and that pink, like the whole, and it adds to like that elevated like alternate reality where everybody's in like this. It feels like Lily Pulitzer just like threw up on a movie.
Yeah, I almost wonder if like this kind of inspired Barbie.
Maybe it does very
very close, very very close. I should look it up, but like very close to Barbie, like the paint wise and the style of it. It almost looks like that fake beach. It almost looks like that.
It does. Yes.
And then I wonder who did the crab because that's hilarious. That crab, like the animatronics.
Yes.
Because that's so good.
Also, when Jamie Dornan is climbing the palm tree, like
the palm tree. Oh my gosh! And I love when they're rolling on the beach and he's playing that saxophone.
Yeah. Apparently, he actually sang all the songs. It was his real voice.
Oh yeah, I believe that totally.
I was wondering though, did he do his own? Did he do all those jumps, or did they have a stunt double?
I'm sure they had a stunt double for this. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I'm trying to think what else before. Like, I don't want to miss out any good details in this movie because there's so many. There's so many. Like, Barb and Star are just hilarious, and like none of it feels too improv-y. It feels true to the characters.
Yes,
because they're so like airheaded. It doesn't feel like they're trying to outdo each other. They're complimenting each other, and maybe I don't know the backstory of these two actresses. I don't know if they've known each other
been
for
friends
like
for a long time.
Okay, yeah,
they've written together. They're both writers too.
that totally comes across in this, that they're best friends and they know what they're going to say.
I think that's what I love about this movie is that it's like the quintessential female. It's like the female friendship that's ignored, right? I love when at the beginning when you're in their house and you realize that they share a bedroom together.
Oh my god, that cracked me up that they live in the same house and like because they go to work together.
They work together. They work
and they go.
In the same house
they go on the days off. Like if they're off, they still go to work together. Like if one's off, they go to work. Oh my god, and then they live together. I was like, that's hilarious.
I love that, and it makes it. I think part of me also loves this movie because I feel like in an alternate universe, this would be Danielle and I. Like, I just really feel that way.
Oh my gosh! Oh, and it does pass the Sarah test. There was a joke of diarrhea.
There was? When?
There was a joke. It's like right in the beginning. It's like the first 15 minutes.
When they fart on it, let's fart on it, and then they go.
Oh yeah, they fart on it, but they do bring up diarrhea later. For sure, they bring up diarrhea. I was like, "Oh my god, this passes the Sarah test."
The traveler's diarrhea. There has to make like a there's the Rosenbaum. Like there should be like a Sarah like clarity criteria. Like has to have one mention of diarrhea. Like,
a group of friends, diarrhea, a musical sequence.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, all of this is it's just all like every time I watch it, I feel ridiculous, but I just laugh out loud. And I think I've made like 5. I've literally sat like 5 of my friends down and made them watch this. I made when I was in Puerto Rico for my friend Stevie's wedding, I made my friend Kenny sit down and watch that with me because
you must watch this.
You must see this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's one of those movies that just makes you feel good.
Absolutely. It is like hilarious still. Like it holds up. Because I haven't seen it since one. It's so
I love when they're because I can just it's like so off you can really you feel like you really know these characters like when they're out and they went to all of like the chintzy cheap like Florida strip like and they have bags and bags of like $2 bracelets and like the conch phone like you don't have a cell phone, oh I'm gonna glue it to our landline.
My landline.
Right, and it's like and you just have this vision of like wow this is like the only trip they've probably ever taken in their life, like this may be the first time they've ever left where they grew up and I think that also hits home for me too because I can see that of like this is a really big deal for them and they're like there's complete in bliss of their like being tourists and like I love that part.
I absolutely love it. Yep, and it doesn't get too real. That's what it like. That's another thing. Reason why it passes my comedy test is that it never gets too dramatic because there's a lot of movies where it gets that second act dramatic turn to the third act where it gets too serious, and this is not. Yeah, they're silly throughout, and they're never too angry at each other. It's like it's almost like Dumb and Dumber where Harry and Lloyd are never angry with each other. They might argue, but they'll never hate each other. They'll always be friends. And this is what I get from them too. Even though they say all the like mean stuff like, I don't like you. You're not going to heaven. If you're going to heaven, I'm going to go to the opposite cloud. Like they don't mean that. They don't mean that. Yeah. They'll instantly make up if they say anything bad to each other, which I love. So good.
I also like the small, like some of the small details. Like, I don't know if you noticed when in the beginning, when they're in their bedroom talking about going to Vista Del Mar, she's reading like a culottes magazine. Like, and then
culottes are everywhere in this movie.
So many culottes. And then, oh my God. And then the closing scene when they're like, I don't remember how she's like flying through. Had to jump off and the culottes just open. It's too much. It's too much.
It even opens up like it kind of reminds me of Pulp Fiction, but like in the beginning of Pulp Fiction, it opens up with the definition of pulp. Yes. So in the beginning of this one, it opens up with the definition of culotte.
You think that was a play off of Pulp Fiction?
It could be, but I think it was just there to be funny. Like I could see that in the script where
Yeah.
it just says that like
Like
text on
nobody
screen.
knew what culottes were before this movie, and I feel like
Nobody.
culottes probably became very popular after this movie.
Totally, absolutely. Oh my god, I love their freaking motel. You want sheets, okay, towels,
But no
but no
pillow.
pillows, no
They're like,
pillow. And there's like no water in the pool, and there's like a blind man like playing solitary.
yes.
Oh my god, that's so great.
And you know that's like 100% like that would happen in Florida. Like there'd be like a
Too
nasty
real.
motel somewhere.
Too real.
Oh my gosh. And then when they're packing to go on their trip and they bring like the wall hanging and like that is me packing. I'm like, we definitely need all this extension cord, definitely. And then I love they pack like that extension cord, and then there's a scene later where they're in the hotel and Kristen Wiig has the extension cord in her hand, like she's gonna use it for something.
I like that he ties them up with their own rope. We shouldn't have packed this rope.
Oh yeah, that totally missed that.
That's so hilarious. Like, we should have packed this rope for him to tie us with.
Also,
I love
the threesome scene is too when they wake up and they're just like on top of each other.
I was going to mention the threesome scene. I like how they drink that looks like straight out of Wayne's World.
Yes.
And then they're like, did you find the treat? No, we didn't find the treasure. You didn't find the pills? Yeah, we took the pills. That's the treasure. And it looks like they're like in a what do you call it? Oh God, Spike Lee movie where they're just like moving around like the party, and they're just never left the bar, but they're moving.
I also love that the background track to that scene is Celine Dion's like my heart will go on to like a trap club mix. Just, like,
so good. So good.
But then I also love that they never like they allude to like a threesome happening, but then you're like, did I ride you last night? Yeah, you rode me like a horse down the hallway. And then
that's right, my back hurts.
Yeah, and like it's like, did they or didn't they? There was like a little bit of like, what's happening?
They totally did. They totally did. There's no doubt in my mind that they did. Like they totally did. They did. Oh my god. That's like one of my favorite jokes in this fucking movie. Oh my god. They're like walking on the beach and Kristen Wiig is like okay, so for those who don't know about this movie, she's like an innocent teenager, but she's like in her mid 50s or whatever, 40s, mid age. And she's talking about like that last time when we did it, you went like real deep and I think you hit my heart. I was like, oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh my god, you went so deep, you hit my heart.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, hilarious. People watching this, watch this movie, please.
I also really like when they're walking on the beach and she's like, yeah, but before I go, we should do it on those hard stairs over there. And he's like, yeah. And it like flashes to the next scene. He's like, that was the most amazing, like in his face, like the most amazing sex of my life. She's like, okay. And then like walks away and she's like, let's do it once more.
One more time. Oh my god, and I love how they can't lie. They're trying to come up with a bad lie and they both say turtle.
I know the turtles in my oh my god, when she like crawls out of the window onto like the pool party and she's like,
oh my god, that's some tomfoolery bullshit when she climbs out the window and then like is floating on the floaty.
And then they have the same exact date. Both of them have the same, like, they get the same ice cream. They go on this. It's just so
perfect. The cinematography. Oh my god.
I was literally thinking, I'm like, huh. In like if this movie were real, like the ice cream person is definitely judging Jamie Dornan hard right now because like he brought one woman here, got our ice cream, but like all the people, like you know the paddle boat guy, like judging him so hard for like double dating same night.
I think they're just used to that there. I think they're down with it. I think everyone at the Vista Del Mar they're onto it. They know.
Oh, and then when they're oh my god, this could go on forever. When they're ordering lunch in the first scene and when they're at the pool and she said, I think I'm gonna have the veal stuffed manatee. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the bald eagle skillet or something like egg skillet or something. And you could just see it's like one of those menus that's like only at like Bahama Breeze with all of the ridiculous things on it.
Yes, I totally get that. Holy smokes. Oh, so good.
It's so good.
Highly recommended.
Very much.
So Okay, it's your favorite scene or my favorite scene? Where do we go?
You start. You start with your favorite.
I was just thinking about it because you were talking about the date scene. I love when she starts talking about how her husband had a foot fetish, and that's one of the reasons why he left her,
Tiny baby
because
toes.
she has baby toes,
Don't
and
look at them. Don't look at
Jamie
them.
Dorian keeps looking at her toes. It's hilarious. I love that.
Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, there's so many good scenes. What's my favorite? Oh my gosh. If I had to pick one,
Just one.
just one. Shit. And I also fell asleep like halfway through, so I'm trying to remember the scenes from the end of the movie.
Oh my god, we never even mentioned Damon Wayans. Or one of the Wayans brothers. I forget which Wayans it is. That spy who keeps giving himself away. That
Oh
shit
my
is
god.
hilarious.
He's like, don't remember that. Did it say
That's like straight out of Naked Gun, and I love that, where he keeps giving himself away. It's so good.
I also love that actor is from New Girl.
Oh. I just knew he was one of the Wayne brothers.
Okay. My favorite. I'm gonna have to, because I fell asleep, so I don't have the second half of the movie as fresh in my mind.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go with from the first half of the movie. Oh man, there's so many good scenes. I think my favorite is definitely when they wake up in the threesome and there's just like a solid 35 seconds of just like silence, and then like they're all just looking at each other, like up, down, up, and then Jamie's in the middle, and then Kristen Wiig's on the bottom, and Annie's on top, and they're just like. And then I love that they're just wearing like total mom bras.
They're all wearing their underwear, which is hilarious to me.
They had like the mom bras on too, which like full coverage, like not sexy bras whatsoever.
Not sexy. Even him, like I think he had like full on like boxers or something.
Yeah, he had boxers. And then there's also another part. I don't know if you caught it, but when Star was sneaking out of the hotel room,
okay.
They must have had a green screen for the window because her hair, like you can see the blue behind her hair of like the screen.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard because the hair is so much like it's like a full sculpture on their head.
You know, I thought your favorite scene was going to be Trish.
Oh, you know what? That is a really good one. I also really love the Trish scene.
Because the reveal at the end that Trish was freaking real.
Reba, I know.
It's the casting is perfect. Reba McEntire, her first movie since Tremors.
Oh my god. Oh, that's a tough. Okay, that is also, and I also really love that scene because it's an homage to Bridesmaids because they're in a plane together. And I also really love when Kristen Wiig looks at the neighbor and she's like, "I'm sorry for just screaming hysterically during takeoff. I was really not ready for that."
You know what cracks me up though, Sarah? They're sitting in the fire escape lane, so that means they would have to help an emergency. And
I know.
I don't think Barb and Star can help during an emergency.
Panic. Oh my gosh. And then also, I don't know if you noticed, but in that scene with Trish, if you look at all the background actors, they're all looking super annoyed. They're all putting their headphones on and they're just like, are they still talking about Trish? Like, just imagine those two people who just talked the entire plane ride and it's like the most obnoxious conversation.
That's so hilarious. Like, there's a lot of like good jokes in here that just remind me of Airplane, and that's one of them. Because Ted Stryker would just keep talking about his Vietnam days, so people would like kill themselves because they didn't want to hear anymore. That's reminding me because everyone's like putting on their headphones and trying to go to sleep while they're talking about Trish. Oh my gosh. Oh god, there was like one scene that just popped in my head. Oh my god, it was like right there. Oh no, it was like right towards the end too. Anyway, this movie's good. Highly recommend it.
It's for me, this is a 3. Like this gets all the roses. I love it.
Yeah. I'd give it a 3 too because it's a solid comedy.
Is this the first time we've ever agreed on a Rosenbaum rating?
I'm sure we agreed.
Really?
I'm sure a Christmas movie. We must have agreed.
Maybe.
Have we never agreed?
No, because I ranked Holiday probably. I think I was like a 3, and you were like, I'd say it's like a 2 or something.
Really?
Yeah. This is a momentous occasion.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it because oh my god, I got to take the antidote. Tea, sweet tea.
Sweet tea. She lied.
She lied to me. Oh my god. We never even talked about the villain, but I feel like if anything, if there's any negatives, I feel like the villain is like the weak part.
I can't tell you how many people I've had to like full on convince and show like the IMDb report that that's Kristen Wiig. Like nobody believes
it's Kristen
me.
Wiig.
It is, but like so many people are like, no, that's not Kristen Wiig. I'm like, that's her.
It's how have your friends never watched SNL? Like that's completely Kristen Wiig. It's like you know who Kristen Wiig is. It's like people who are like, oh my god, that's Bill Hader. It's like, yeah, of course it's Bill Hader. Come on. Yeah.
I love that boy. I love that boy, that little boy that I stole. We were playing hide and seek yesterday, and I still haven't
found him. Oh my god, that is like there's okay. I know I just talk shit about the villain, but like there's two scenes before we head out, like two scenes with the little kid. I like when he's like driving the submarine, and she says, "Yes, don't drive it in a straight line. Move your hands back and forth." And then the part that made me crack up, I'm like, holy shit, that's something I would do in a movie, is when he has to go like, okay, going up to the surface, and he just hits like every button in the submarine, and every button like makes a sound effect. Like there's dial-up sound effects, there's like a fire alarm, a cell phone ringing, and then like the last sound effect is a fart. I was like, holy shit, that's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my god, just like every sound effect when he's hitting like every switch like it's a freaking arcade game. That's hilarious to me. Oh my god.
It's the best. This movie is just it's so good.
Okay, let's go to the comments because before we even started, we had a comment from Robo Brando.
Yes.
He was like, yeah! Have to go to bed before this starts. It's 11 p.m. here, but I want to say I love the show. The two of you both bring something unique and hilarious to it. Can't wait to listen to this in the morning.
Oh,
thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yes. Also, I should say I'm going to focus the show to Chief Brody Rules because I noticed a lot more people watch on Chief Brody Rules, and the audience is like increasing.
Ooh.
So I was like, oh, okay. So
Ari's like 100% convinced, by the way, that one day you and I are going to wake up and we're going to become like YouTube stars, and it's going to pay for everything.
Yes. Got another comment. What a mashup of two incredibly different good movies. High five.
Oh, yes, we forgot to do like, is there any connections between the movies?
Oh God. Is there any connections between the movies? Oh my gosh.
That's a tough one. Especially because I watched them so far apart.
I know, and I haven't watched Con Air recently either. It's in here, but like, oh God, is there any connections? Oh my Lord. I don't think so. Usually there is, but I don't think there is this one.
I don't think so either. They're both ridiculous comedies, and they're both,
they're both in heightened realities.
Cast.
Yes.
Yeah. Heightened reality, stacked cast.
Yes. I think that's the only connection is that they're both like heightened reality. Like you can't take these movies seriously. They're in their own like cartoon universes where anything is possible.
Yes.
Like for sure. Absolutely for sure. I'm really trying to think. Nope.
I don't think so.
No. I'm really trying to think because like there's a girl from The Office. There's a girl from Reno 911. There's the guy.
Where do you think the airfield was? Maybe it was in Middle America.
There is one slight connection.
What?
There's both people sitting in tables in a pool.
And they're empty. The pools are empty.
Yes, the pools are empty.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Both movies have people sitting in pools, empty pools.
Yes. Oh my God. That is so epic.
I was like, just like going through like the Rolodex of scenes. I was like, hang on, there we go. The motel, I should say. And
yes.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Okay, one's having a tea party, one's playing cards, but still, that's
still close. Close enough.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I know you said TV show.
Frank's like, don't make me watch TV show.
I don't mind it, but like it's in the middle of summer and I have like my AC unit on, and today's like probably the hottest day to record. I made a horrible mistake.
Oh no.
But yeah, like today, like because I got work today, like our AC's out, so we have like AC units on, but it's still warm.
Oh
So
God.
we're
It's
like,
like
oh my
96
God.
degrees here today. I'd be dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's why I'm like afraid to watch a TV show because I'm like, oh my God, that's at least
We
'cause I
could
don't know.
also like I feel as though TV shows are especially good for Buffalo winters when you just don't want to go out. Maybe we save it for like deep January. Like watch
Yeah,
this-
Jenny. Yeah. Yeah, I could go to that. But I was also kind of thinking like if you didn't want to do that, maybe we could just keep it to the pilot episode. I don't
No,
know.
we gotta commit to this, Frank.
I know we can't commit to 3 Christmas movies, but we can commit.
Two TV shows. We can
But for
commit to.
TV shows,
I go through a TV show like every week. We can do this.
I can't. I don't do
You're
that.
convinced, like, this is gonna take me all month.
Oh my gosh. Instagram has ruined me, and so has YouTube, where I just watch the reels. And
My
that's
attention span.
my attention span is fucked. Oh my gosh.
All right. So, what would be our August theme?
Yes, what's the August theme? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? I'd ask our audience, but Captain Iron Dog's not here.
Let's see. August themes.
Yes, what are August themes?
International Dog Day.
Mm-hmm.
National S'mores Day. Oh my God. Ernest goes to camp. Just saying. Get ready for Kindergarten Day. Chocolate Chip Day. National Book Lovers Day. Have we already done have we done a book to movie?
Oh, adaptation?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know we've done it on accident before. Both of our movies or books, but I don't know if we've ever like or no.
We did. It was Scanner Darkly and Beaches. Those were based on books.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that based on a book to an adaptation
International
to a movie.
Peace Day, Eye Health Day. I don't know. I'm just reading. Let's see what else we got. August themes.
I know today's National Girlfriend Day and Clown Day, right, or something like that.
There's a Bacon Day, Cupcake Day, Best Friends Day.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. Oh God, do I know any Kevin Bacon movies? Watermelon Day. Okay, what else we got? Movie themes.
I'm drawing a blank. All I could think is fair season. That's
Good
all that's
versus
in my mind.
evil. Revenge, death, love. We had a couple. Didn't Luke tweet you a couple months ago, and they had a couple good ideas?
It was Captain Iron Dog, but I've lost the tweet. I should have bookmarked it. I'm an idiot. I've only liked it. I was like, oh, I should have bookmarked it. Stupid.
We could do something like around you being like stuck in like really hot like heat movies. Oh my god. Why don't we do heat movies and my movie would be The Heat?
Oh my god, we should do that. Heat
Let's
versus Heat.
Yeah.
Pick Heat. You pick Heat, the comedy with Sandra Bullock, and I'll pick Heat with Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer.
Oh my god, perfect.
We'll do that. Well, Heat versus Heat.
Yes.
Oh my god, the summer Heat.
I love the Heat. That is like us. I
Yes.
definitely have a type. It's like girlfriend, best friend movies, like with funny fart jokes
and most of them are directed by Paul Feig.
Oh my god.
You have a type. Oh my gosh.
Type. So do you.
How dare you? That's hurtful. No, just kidding. How dare you? Yeah, but you're totally right. Mine are you? But I'm usually just trying to like. I'm gonna fix Sarah. Like you're trying to make me cry, and I'm trying to make you watch the most darkest shit ever. Like, you're gonna watch this.
You're also trying to make me cry, but for different reasons.
But yes.
So dark. There's not one fart joke in this movie.
I'm gonna. If I watch Heat and there's no fart joke, I'll be like, "Come on, Sarah, you're slipping."
I don't know if there is in that movie, but there are some really funny drunk scenes. I love Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy, like power couple. Love them so much.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I'm gonna have you watch Heat. Okay,
I do love Robert De Niro. Also, can we just talk about the fact that Robert De Niro had a baby and he's like 80?
Yeah, that's gross.
So
I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that. That's like less than 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He made.
Yeah. For sure.
There's no way. No longer than 5 minutes. No way. No way. No. And he had a kid. That's 18 years. It's 18 years, Sarah.
August Heat. This is going to be, I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be The Heat is on, and then have Sandra Bullock, and then Robert De Niro as the thumbnail.
I love also that yours is like a bro movie and mine's a girl movie.
It totally is a bro movie. Like, people are so bro about this movie.
Oh my god,
It's
this
the
is so
ultimate
great.
bro movie. Oh my
This is
gosh.
so great.
I'm actually excited about this. I'm excited about Heat versus Heat. This is great. Oh my god, it's so good.
Brought to you by Frank's AC that's not working and global warming. Thank you.
And global warming, thank you. Damn microplastics. They're clogging the ocean, Sarah.
I know.
All those graduation balloons are mistaken as jellyfish.
And all the poor little turtles in the straws.
And all the turtles crawling up to the drain and saying hello. And I wanted to say hello, but I got scared and went back down the drain. Oh shit, Sarah! I forgot to open up the stream with the quote.
Which one? I want to talk about.
Yeah, I want to talk about horses. Can we talk about horses?
You know, it was so funny. Our Frank texted that to me right before we got on. I want to talk about horses, and I was looking at the moment. I was looking for a gift to send him from the movie, and that horse gift. It was like the one from The Office saying, "And this is how I cheers with my horse."
Oh my gosh! And I love that gross close.
Oh, the hot dog soup. Oh my! Give me your soup, and gives it, and then pours it out.
Pours it in hers. Oh my gosh! She's so mean too. It's 6:00 on the dot.
I know.
She would have locked us out, Sarah. She would have locked us out today.
For sure, we would not have been in Talking Club. We would have been sitting outside in the heat listening. Also, when she's like, I get to wear all white stripes, so I express my personality through fun character socks, and then like lifts up her foot.
There's a lot of feet in this movie. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, you just reminded me of that. There's so many times when they cut back to that Talking Club.
Yes.
Hysterical.
Yes.
Hysterical. Holy smokes. I love it.
Love it.
So anyway,
all right.
Next month, or I should say this month, because I should say I delayed it because I thought I was going to have like bigger plans, and then those plans ended up falling through. But it worked out anyway, because by the time I got home, it was like 6:00. I'm like, it never happened. It would never have happened. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Frank, and this is Sarah. And sometime later this month, I'll text you.
Sounds great.
Okay. Thanks, you guys, for watching.
Friends.
Bye.